Hello everybody, this is Joshua Krieger at Krieg Sports Talk, and today we are going to talk about a basketball topic and a football topic. So the big thing that happened was the Raptors and the Celtics played each other on Monday. So this was a pretty big game, two top 10 teams that I would say faced off against each other. And then what happened was Nick Foles is not going to be re-signed by the Eagles. They will not franchise tag him, and he will become a free agent for this summer. So let's start out with the Raptors-Celtics game. Now, the Celtics played terribly. They only got 98 points. It was just sad offensive performance. They shot 20% from three. They were 6 of 30, and then they shot 38.4% from elsewhere. That's just despicable. It's just sad, very sad. But I don't think this will happen again. Now, Kyrie Irving played only 28 minutes. I get that you were losing for most of the game, but why was he sitting? Why was your blessed player sitting for 28 minutes? That just doesn't make sense to me. Brad Stevens is a good coach, but really, let's be honest here. Brad Stevens hasn't been a very good coach. He's a good coach, but he hasn't played as good as we thought he would be. I mean, let's be honest here. He put Gordon Hayward in the starting lineup, and then Gordon Hayward did nothing, and he got demoted to the bench. But he hasn't been able to corral this team, who I think has probably the best talent next to the Warriors. He has been able to corral this talent to a bunch of wins. They're the 5th seed, and I think they could upset the Warriors, but why are they the 5th seed? It just doesn't make sense. Kyrie Irving's a top 5 player in the NBA right now. Top 10, not maybe top 5. Top 10. Jason Tatum is a very good player. He's going to be top 20 this season, going into the playoffs maybe next season. Al Horford is a very good center. Marcus Morris has been playing off the charts, and Marcus Smart is very good defensively. And then you have Gordon Hayward, who nobody thought he would break his leg, but he's been pretty much a waste of $33 million. But we're not going to get into that. So really, where's Brad Stevens coaching? I don't know. When your best player plays 28 minutes, I realize you're losing for most of the game, but still, come on. Give it a little heart in this game. Siakam is an amazing player, but I don't think he'll play like this the whole time. He was 25 points, and he shot 4 of 5 from 3. That just does not happen very often. There's not very many days you're shooting 80% from 3. And he was 10 of 6 from field goals, which he played a pretty good game. He was plus 22 on the point, plus 22 points that he gave him. So I think Siakam was a very good player. He proved how useful he is, and we'll see what he does in the playoffs. He is a young player, so we'll see how he matures going into the playoffs. Now, big takeaway is the Raptors really rolled over the Celtics. I thought they would give them a fight, but really the Celtics, outside of this game, the Celtics have really come big in big games. They almost beat Milwaukee, and Kyrie Irving was fouled on that last shot. He should have gone to the free throw line, and he probably would have made those clutch free throws. They have beaten the Raptors multiple times this season. I think it's 2-1 now. And the Celtics won't score 95 points every night. Kyrie Irving does not go for 11 points. So really, this is a regular season game that really doesn't mean anything to me. I think it's a pretty good showing by the Raptors, but the Celtics will not play like this when it comes playoff time. So that's really a big takeaway from that. Now next, Nick Foles, as I said, he is now a free agent because the Eagles have tweeted out they will not re-sign, they will not put the franchise tag on Nick Foles. So that's going to save them about $20 million in cap space. So maybe they'll try and get a really good name free agent, maybe Antonio Brown. They'll trade for him. But really, they don't have a lot of cap space. They can create a little cap space by getting rid of Brandon Graham. But they really don't have a lot of cap space going into this free agency signing season. So I think it was good for the Eagles. I mean, you do save $20 million, but another thing is you're giving up an asset for nothing. So that's what sucks for the Eagles. But we'll see what Nick Foles does this season. I have 3 teams that I think Nick Foles could go to. Now, the first team is the Washington Redskins. Now, the Washington Redskins are in a pretty bad situation. They signed Alex Smith to a 4-year, it was close to $100 million deal. All of that was guaranteed, and Alex Smith broke his leg. He's had multiple knee surgeries on it, and my heart goes out to him. I hope he comes back, because Alex Smith was a very good quarterback before he broke his leg. I mean, the Redskins were in first place in the NFC East, and who knows, maybe they could have gone to the playoffs if they had Alex Smith. So my heart goes out to him. Now, I'm not sure what Washington is going to do here. Washington has the 15th pick, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they could take a quarterback. Now, Kyler Murray, will he be drafted there? That could be a very interesting situation. The Cardinals GM has come out and he has said that he plans to move forward with Josh Rosen, but will that change? People have made a good point. Josh Rosen is a pocket passer. He doesn't hold the ball long. He's not very mobile. So if you have Kyler Murray with a bad offensive line, which the Cardinals have, he'll be able to move away. But what sucks is Kyler Murray is 5'9", so not that height means everything, but that's just pretty short. So we'll see if Kyler Murray goes to Washington. We'll see if Nick Foles goes to Washington. Draft videos are coming out soon, but that's one of my projects. The draft is coming out. Draft videos are coming out soon, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with Washington. Now, Jaguars are another team that is questioning about the quarterback situation going into the draft. They have the number 7th pick, and the Giants are picking right ahead of them. I expect the Giants to draft Dwayne Haskins. That's been my pick for some time now. Dwayne Haskins is a taller, better version, I think, of Kyler Murray. He's kind of mobile, but he's more of a pocket passer. When he goes outside the run, he is not as efficient as staying in the pocket. So we'll see what happens with Dwayne Haskins, and we'll see I think Jaguars could move up to the number 5 pick ahead of the Giants to get a quarterback. We'll see what happens there's 56 days still till the NFL draft. But they still have Blake Bortles too. They signed him to last summer a 3-year, $54 million deal, which they overpaid for him. But Blake Bortles really played the same way he did last year's defense, just gave up a lot more points. So we'll see what happens with the Jaguars situation. Will they draft a quarterback, or will they decide to keep Blake Bortles for this season and get another very good defensive player? We'll see what happens. Now, another team is the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Miami Dolphins, they really don't have a quarterback. I believe they released Ryan Tannehill or they released Brock Osweiler, one or the two. But really, the Dolphins, they haven't had a very good quarterback at all. Ryan Tannehill, he's not terrible, but he's had 2 ACL injuries. He's not a top-tier quarterback. He's not Blake Bortles. He's ahead of Blake Bortles, but that's pretty much it. So anybody's an upgrade really for the Dolphins. I really don't think they have a lot of weapons for a person like Nick Foles to come in and try and lead them to a playoffs. So Out of all these three teams, I feel he would more go to the Dolphins. Another team I didn't talk about was the Giants. I thought I talked about them a little bit. I think the Giants will draft Dwayne Haskins this year, but we'll see what happens. The draft is still 56 days away. But I think out of these three teams I talked about, I think he'll more go so to the Dolphins. I don't think Washington is going to pay for Nick Foles, and I think these Jaguars and the Redskins will draft a quarterback draft a quarterback. So that's it for today's video, guys. So just to recap Raptors Celtics games, really the Celtics will not score 98 points in the playoffs. Raptors played a good game, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I've seen this before in the regular season with them last year, but then they kind of failed and they were called the baby dinosaurs. And then there's Nick Foles, who I think out of the three teams I listed, Dolphins, Jaguars, Washington, I think he is going to go to the Dolphins out of these three teams I talked about. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, turn those post notifications on so that way every time I do upload, you'll get that video right away. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, give me a thumbs up. I'd like to know your feedback of what you want me to do. And tell me what you thought about the Raptors Celtics games and Nick Foles becoming a free agent. Pick his free agency destination in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.